Hey guys, it's Jessica Nash and I'm back here with another Spark skill, and today we're going to talk about mind mapping to boost creativity. We're going to look at an application called Scapple that lets you do mind mapping on your computer. It's a great way to just organize your thoughts, to get out ideas. I know in my head I have a lot, everything's all scrambled sometimes. I just need to throw things down on paper or type it on a computer and just get it down and organize it. So when you're mind mapping, you're able to just see where all these connections are. You can give yourself prompts like who, what, when, where, why, especially if you're writing a book, if you're just doing something, you want to mind map, you want to get it all out so that you can focus yourself and just be as creative as possible as you're working. So today we're going to talk about Scapple and how to use it. So here it is. We're going to take a look inside. All right, so this is just a brand new note here. It's a big blank canvas and it is a very big canvas. I'm going to take a second to just add a few notes. You can see you just double click to create a note, and I'm going to take a minute to add a few to the page. All right, so I just decided on Key West. Maybe you're writing a nonfiction book on a place. I chose Key West because I know a few things about it. I like Key West. But Scapple is going to allow for the creation of every sort of mind mapping technique without running out of room on the page. And you can do what they call connection labels, where you have arms linking to each idea. So we can use these for virtually any idea to connect back to the original idea, which I'm going to refer to as the mothership. So here is my main idea, Key West. Here's my mothership, and maybe I want to connect some things with it with arms like you would see in a mind map. So there's a few ways you can do that. The first being you drag one to the other, and when you drop it, it's going to create that line. Okay, now I can do multiple ones at once. So if I hold down Command on my MacBook or Control on your PC, it's going to let me select a few of these, which I can then drag to my main idea here and connect them all at once. Now another thing you can do, just drag and click and connect them all and drop them. Okay, and then the last way, or the other way that I found, if you select them all, but the one you want to be your main idea, select that one first, then you can right click on it and tell it to connect all, and we'll come back to connecting with an arrow. So let me just show you what those are. If you just connect, whichever one you selected first is your main connection. I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. However, if you select connect all, that's going to draw a line between all the pieces of the puzzle there. So if that's useful to you, that is available. Now I'd like to leave mine as just to connect. I like the single lines the best. All right, now another nice feature in this, you can select 2 points on your mind map. Again, you can hold Shift or you can hold Command or Control and right click, and you can add a connection label. So maybe I wanted to explain what this was, the connection between celebrities in Key West and Shel Silverstein, and he is a poet. And it's going to add a note there, poet, telling me what it was. So that could of course be anything. You do just have to select 2 points. It can only be 2, it can't be 3. Give it a connection label, and let's see. Is that how you spell musician? Musician. There we go. All right, so just more information you can add there. And the great part about being able to link these notes together is they don't have to be all placed together. You can move them around freely. If you have to reorganize, if you have to disconnect, you can do that by dragging it back there. It's going to disconnect it, or select the 2 pieces and disconnect. I won't do that because I want to leave those connected. As a matter of fact, I want to connect all of these. Connect. Ooh, see what it did? I didn't get events first. Connect and connect. All right, so we have the start of a mind map here, looking really good. Maybe you're mind mapping a novel and you want to keep all your ideas organized. You can pile your notes together and link and stack them however you please. So one of the really nice things about organizing them, if you select them here and right click, my cat is trying to get into the room. Let's do a right click. We can do a little bit of alignment here. Maybe we want to align the left edges and connect them. All right, and that's going to help for organization. So again, you just select, do a right click. Let's do the top edges, boom. And you can reorganize. So Scrapple also includes colors that can be used for every type of note. And you can even change the shape of the notes. And this is just a great benefit when organizing. Now, you can do this in a few different ways. Now, my favorite way is to come up to View and then Show Inspector. And again, I'm on a MacBook, so it may be a little bit different. On a PC, it may be something like formatting or something like that. I'll show you other ways to do this as well. But when we have this note format here on the side, I'm able to edit lots of things without having to keep opening menus. And you can see when I click on these words, this is changing and will let me edit. So I can make them bold, I can make the font bigger, whatever it is I need to do to make this map make sense to me. Now again, I'm going to hold Shift and select several so that I can edit several at once. So you can do the text style, the font size, you can even change the alignment. You can adjust the fill color, and they've updated it, not just 5. I mean, you could do tons of these if you'd like. Any color that you like. Did I spell celebrities wrong? Anyway, you can also add borders if you're interested in doing that. Okay, let's give those a nice black border. Doesn't that look nice? And you can even adjust the shape. So let's give this one a border and then check out these shapes. So that's under Style. You can see right now it's just kind of a rounded rectangle. I could make it a square, kind of jagged. This is reminding me of second grade, a cloud. Look at that. All right. Now, again, I like to use this note format window that opened up on the side after I went to View. But one of the things that you can do is select your notes, come up to Format, and then you have those same things up here. You know, you can change the font or the alignment, the colors, even the shape, but just by using that Format menu. So whichever one is easier for you, that's the one you're going to want to use. Okay? Now another thing you can do with this, it's not just text that you can add, you can also pull in pictures. So I'm just going to drag and drop an image right onto my screen. I mean, it pulled it in pretty big, but I can use my arrow here to resize it. So if I had, I just pulled this as an example, but you could pull in any images if you wanted to keep notes on them. And remember, this mind map is not limited to this square that you see. It's going to get bigger as you need it to. It's really awesome. Now, another thing that they have, not just these dotted lines, they also have arrows. So for example, if I was trying to track something on like a timeline, you know, maybe a family tree or a flow chart, the arrows are going to be really handy when we want to connect the dots together on a project before we import it into Scrivener, then where you can write notes or add it to your project. So here's my 3 time points. I'm going to do a little organizing. I'm going to select them, right click, and let's align the bottom edges so they're all kind of in a line. Now, here's one way. You can select point 1 and then point 2. Give me a right click and connect it with an arrow. So instead of the dotted line, it's going to give you that arrow. The other thing you can do, remember when we were connecting these dotted lines, you dragged and dropped it to the mothership there. If you do that here and hold down Option or Alt on a PC, it's going to give you that arrow instead of the dotted line. All right, so again, that was just holding down Option while dragging A to B gives you the arrow. Just really great for organizing as needed, okay? So now, unlike a piece of paper, which is going to fill up, Scrapple cannot become full of your ideas. So no matter what they can be, the simple Scrapple layout caters for big ideas, and they're just waiting to get placed out there in the big wide world. So as you write, space becomes minimal. The workspace is going to expand for you as you continue to enter notes. So you see I'm just zooming in and out, and it grows and grows and grows to meet your needs, okay? So just a really good thing you have there, really good point. So just a few things as we wrap up here. Another great way to organize is with a background shape. So instead of adding a note by double-clicking, you just right-click on your board. We're going to say New, Background Shape, and it's going to give us this box, which we can then adjust to wrap around our points to kind of keep them, you know, visually it's going to organize them for us, and you can add as many of those as you want. You can, of course, adjust. I'm kind of into these clouds at the moment. You can adjust the style, the color, the thickness of the border, anything you want. Purple time cloud. There we go. All right. And so finally, once you have all this done and you've made this gigantic mind map, I mean, mine's not that big, but when you have yours done, what are you going to do with it? Well, you can, of course, keep it here in Scrapple, or you can come up to File and Print, and you can print it out, you know, so you have it to reference or cross out or whatever it is you need to do. You can save these hard copy, really nice option that you have there. So that's Scrapple, just a really easy to use, really nice mind mapping tool. I hope you enjoyed this month's Spark skill about mind mapping. If you haven't signed up for our newsletter, visit us at authorsignite.com to sign up. Check out our awesome products, our author bios, and we'll see you later. Bye.